Ghost of Tsushima might not stand toe-to-toe with the likes of God of War or The Last of Us Part 2 on a purely technical level, but it is still unquestionably one of the best-looking console games we've played in a long time, thanks primarily to its gorgeous art design. Now, with Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut having launched for the PS5, it's received various visual and performance improvements that allow it to achieve even better results. We recently tested the game on both the PS5 and the PS4 Pro to see how it compares on both platforms, and we are, by and large, impressed with the results. A quick note before we go ahead, we analyzed the performance by taking some sample scenes from the game and running it through trdrop, an open-sourced software. This tool gives us a mere demonstration of the game's performance because an exact one-to-one representation of performance can only be provided by the developers themselves, since they have access to a vast array of tools and profilers. On a PlayStation 5, in resolution mode, Ghost of Tsushima runs at a 4K resolution with checkerboard rendering, while its frame rate is a largely stable 60 frames per second. In performance mode, meanwhile, the frame rate remains at 60 frames per second and hardly has any drops to speak of, while the resolution drops down a bit to 1800p with checkerboard rendering. We did notice that the game's cutscenes remain locked to 30 frames per second regardless of what mode you're playing in, which is a tad disappointing, but outside of that, there's very little issues to speak of. On a PS4 Pro, resolution mode sees the game running at 3200 by 1800 with checkerboard rendering at 30 frames per second, while the performance mode makes that frame rate more stable, dropping the resolution down to 1080p. It's not surprising, of course, that the game's better running and looking version is on the PS5, though even if you play it on a PS4 Pro, you're still in for a beautiful experience. Meanwhile, load times have also been improved on the PS5 to the extent that loading a new game is more or less instantaneous, taking just a few seconds. On a PS4 Pro, load times can take a handful of seconds, but more than the PS5. This isn't surprising, of course, since even on a base PS4, Ghost of Tsushima's original release had a very impressive load time. Add to all of this some subtle but still pretty solid implementation of the DualSense's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers on the PS5, and what you have by and large is a very decent upgrade. We're going to leave you with some more comparison footage, and please let us know what game we should test next. your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.